I'm not pleased with how we played for a large portion of the game, but we survived what it could have been disaster for us in the RPI in a lot of ways, and found a way to win the game. At the end of the day, we won it in Bearcat fashion. Hustle, rebounding, plays by Shaq made the difference in the game. And obviously some guys made some big shots, but no bigger shot than Shaq. Shaq had 1 bucket tonight, but he got an offensive rebound after he got called for over the back. And he could have stopped going, but he didn't. And it was the difference in the game. And then when the last gas they had, the ball was loose on the floor, and Shaq, people were reaching for it, and Shaq finally dove after it and tipped the ball away, and that to somebody else, and that was the difference in the game. I mean, that's what sealed the game away.
That's 2 straight games he's coming up with a big shot, the game on the line.
Yes, that's what a junior and a senior are supposed to do. It's what Jermaine and Shaq are supposed to do. And you know, guys, we've got a young team who doesn't, and not make excuses for them. I'm not happy with how we played. I'm not happy with myself. I should have called timeout earlier. I'm gonna take a hit on that one. I should have called timeout when they made that run a little bit earlier. A little bit of it's my confidence in them defensively that we're going to get a stop, and I don't worry, you know, quite as much about it as some people do, I guess. But I should have called timeout earlier because they're too young. They're too young and too tired right now, and they're tired right now a little bit.
What about the 3 straight 3-pointers from Kevin Johnson after he missed his previous 10?
Well, you know, shooters got to keep shooting the ball. And the difference was in the second half they were pretty much wide open. First half, and the other shots that he's missed are with guys challenging him. And it doesn't matter if it's grade school, high school, college, or NBA. If you take challenge shots, you're going to shoot a low percentage. If you take open shots and you're a shooter, you're going to shoot a high percentage. And, you know, SK is a great example. His senior year, he scored more, shot better because he shot more open shots, whereas younger in his career, he forced a lot of shots and finally learned that. I think, you know, as much physically tired we are, the problem is when you're young and you're mentally you got to be tough enough, and you can't get tired mentally, and you can't give in to, hey, my body's a little bit tired. You got to keep playing. And you know, again, we found enough way to do it to get the W. You hate it when you're up 16 and you don't put a team away. That's something that our young team's going to have to learn how to do, and because eventually it'll bite you if you don't. When you got a team down 16, you need to slowly grind them down and put them away.
When you guys were up 16, do you really feel that they lost that edge to their play?
You know, and we missed some easy shots during that stretch, which could have pushed it on out, and we lost our edge a little bit. Yeah, we weren't defending. We kept letting them get into the lane. They had 32 points in the paint, guys, and it wasn't their post guys. The guards just kept driving it, and we're screaming. You know, we're from the bench. Every time out, we're telling him, keep him on your chest, keep him in front, get off 11, get in the gap because he can't shoot. You know, and I can't play for him. You know, and a part of that again is when you're tired physically and mentally you're not really strong and you're not a veteran, okay, then you give in a little bit and you keep, you know, you don't adhere to the scouting reports. You don't, you know, you get on a guy's side and go for a steal because that's easier than staying in front of him, moving your feet as hard as you can, okay, and getting the stop. The play that's going to go unnoticed unless you watch the film. Jermaine Sanders, late, stayed in front of number 11. He tried to beat him. They were running their what they call 13, which is 3-man motion out front. They got Collins isolated on Jermaine Sanders, and the senior finally sit down, slowest guy out there, moved his feet, stayed in front of him, and kid couldn't get a shot off. He threw some bad shot up, and we rebounded it. That doesn't go on the stat sheet, but that right there wins you the game. And because, again, he's a senior. He's been through it. He had enough mental fortitude to do it. We got some young guys that worry about everything but what's really important at times, especially when they get a little tired. You know, and then they worry about I missed a shot or I turned one over. You know, hey, that play's over. You got to move to the next thing and defend and rebound, because that's what the Bearcats do.
You wouldn't say they had a letdown from the big win because they had a 16-point lead and missed not like they came in flat or anything.
Well, I don't think we came out flat tonight. I think we were ready to play. I think once we got up, then we had a letdown. Then we thought, oh, this is going to be easy. And that, again, that is a young team not realizing, hey, you had a team teetering on if you get 3 or 4 more stops in a row, they probably give in. Okay. Now everybody forgets this team just lost at Tulsa in overtime. Okay. They are playing better and better and better. Okay. And to their credit, they haven't given in. So they've been through that. They could have folded up the tent and said, hey, we're 1-10. I mean, what's the use? They haven't done that. To those kids' credit, they haven't done that. To Orlando's credit, they haven't done that. And so they got in the game. They were down 16. They didn't fold up. Now you get them down 20, plus, then maybe you cruise. But again, that all goes back to our mental toughness and our toughness to keep defending and keep them out of the lane and do what we need to do. You give it 32 points in the paint. We're lucky to have survived.
You mentioned a bad RPI loss. What do you didn't get the loss, but I mean, what do you think that would have done to you to have to lose?
Oh, it'd put us in the 40s.
But what about your NCAA tournament chances?
Well, it would have put us back closer to the bubble. Okay, we won. Thank goodness it's not the BCS. They don't form it in how much you won by. Any of that kind of stuff. It's public perception, polls, and all the people who vote for the polls. They're going to look at it as they're not that good because they didn't beat South Florida. And I don't care about the poll. I don't care if we're ranked or not ranked. It'd be nice to be ranked. Okay, it'd be good for our kids. I like it for our kids. I don't care personally about it. All I want us to be is the best basketball we can be, team we can be at the end of March. And we're nowhere near the best basketball team we can be. Now, again, played our bench a little bit more tonight. We got some Corey DeBerry, gave us some very good minutes. Deshaun Mormon gave us some good minutes. And, we're going to have that come Tuesday night because, again, we've got 48 hours and we're playing again.
What happened to Gary Clark?
Tweaked his knee a little bit, so we'll see. I mean, he had done something. I think not even tweak his knee. I think he just pounded his patella. He popped his patella, and it was sore. And he had a similar injury in high school, so I think he got a little gun shy on it and was hurting. He should be fine. He'll be fine. He's a tough kid.
Anything else?
How tough are these 48-hour turnarounds like you talked about, especially for a young team? You get a big win on Thursday, you're right back at it tonight, you're right back at it on Tuesday on the road again. Mentally, how tough is that?
That's the problem. It is mentally very tough, and you got young guys who haven't had to conquer that, and you got first-year guys who haven't had to conquer that. And guys, look, we landed at 3 o'clock in the morning. Our guys by the time they got home and got in bed, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. We turned around and played. Thank goodness we played 8 o'clock at night, but that's not very long now. You got the next day. We couldn't do much physically prepping. They were pretty good mentally, but again, it's going to wear on you at some point. And we got a huge task ahead of us. The most important thing that our guys can do tonight is get themselves in bed tonight and tomorrow night before 11 o'clock and sleep and rest and eat, and get ready so they can mentally lock into the game plan because we can only do so much physically. I can't go practice them hard tomorrow. We're going to walk through film, that kind of stuff. Monday even, I can't go out there and kill them. They got to have legs for the game. As you go to the racetrack, can't overtrain a dude. You got to have that horse ready to run. Got to be ready to run. And let's face it, Temple now becomes as big a game as SMU was for us. It becomes every biggest game as SMU was.
The last time you guys played, you had that big second half against Temple. How much do you use that from a coaching standpoint?
That means nothing. That game means nothing.
Does it mean more to Temple in that way? And in that sense, know that they're going to be ready to come out because of that.
I mean, they might be, but for us, what happened in that game means nothing. Nothing. This is a new game. They're a good team. We better prep and be ready to play, and be ready to go get a really tough road win. But it means nothing in terms of our guys. Now, the Temple, you can say, well, they had a big run on you. I mean, you could look at that and say, are they motivated by that? or are they going, oh my gosh, we couldn't guard them? Now, coaches, I don't know what the coaches are going to be telling them. Let's see what happens if you're not ready to defend. You're not, all the same things we all say. But I mean, our team can't look at that game and say, well, we had a big second half, so we're just going to do it like that again. It's going to be, again, it's going to be like SMU. It's going to be World War III. World War III, and we have to stay together as a group. And Bearcat way, defend and rebound.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
You guys, you have a second half that's going like that, and all of a sudden they're on a roll. How do you stop that? For either of you.
Honestly, it just starts with us being together. Start focusing more on defense, playing harder, and understanding why they're scoring and what they're doing on offense. And when it all comes together, we get some stops and pull it out like we did.
Don't you kind of stop it with 3 straight three-pointers?
Yeah, but that's a part of it. But we at the same time, they can come down and hit a shot as well. They can hit three three-pointers as well. So just us containing them. Number 4 and number 11 was definitely a big deal.
I think you had missed your last 10 three-point shots before then.
Mm-hmm.
What did it feel like to finally make one? And then did you just get the rhythm after that? What happens? How's that possible?
Yeah, it's just shooting a better one. A couple of them were uncontested, wide open step in, and I just had confidence and knocked it in.
How do you have confidence when you missed your last 10?
Oh, it happens. LeBron James missed 10 shots sometimes too. That's the greatest player in the universe. So it's just staying confident within myself and understanding that my team believed me that I can hit that shot down.
Well, what did that mean what kind of lift did he give you with those three-pointers?
That was big because we kind of went dry on the offensive end, and him coming back in, and he gave us the lead again, so that was great.
And then you got the three-point play from Shaq, which was huge. You were playing to a 1-point lead, and he came up really big.
Oh, yeah, that was just Shaq hustle. We need that from him all the time.
So you guys said after the SMU game that you weren't going to have a letdown? You weren't going to, after a big win? Do you think you had one after you got the big lead, or what happened?
The game is, back and forth. Sometimes you go on runs, and sometimes they go on runs. Our biggest thing that we come out with a win. We survived the day, and at the end of the day, it just matters if you win, and we won. So, that was our biggest key.
It had to be a little unnerving, though, when they were up 4, and you knew you had lost that game to East Carolina. To lose another one at home would have been pretty devastating.
Definitely would have been devastating, but you got to forget about those East Carolina days and, focus on the day and do what we practice and come out with the win, like I said.
Rod, you'd hit your first 3 shots, but then kind of like what Kevin was talking about, you'd missed 5 in a row before you got that 3, and it rolls around. It's kind of one of those, it rolls in, it goes in, it just makes you feel that much better.
Yeah, I was glad to see that one go in. Started off hot, and then kind of got cold, and I just kept playing. I was open when I took that shot, and it rolled in. I was real happy with that.
On the other end there, it may have been Allen or 4 who I think you had a hand in his face on a 3, but you're able to track down. I think you tracked down the missed shot as well and was late. How big is that? Is it to be able to focus in on defensively that way?
Just if the ball is loose, we try to get all 50-50 balls. I seen the ball pop out kind of far, and it's the guard's responsibility to get the long rebound. So I just ran and picked it up.
You guys have kind of alternated back and forth. You're hot, you're cold, and then you get hot and you get cold. Does it do anything confidence-wise that you both were able to have a game where you both were able to help and get it going and kind of know playing together can work out?
Oh, definitely, man. We practice with each other every day, so we understand the chemistry we do have with each other. But to get out there in a big time game in those situations, it feels good to be out there with Farad, definitely.
SMU beat Tulsa tonight, so they've got their first league loss. And you guys are heading to Temple. Temple won a tight game today, and obviously Tuesday's a big game. When you got 4 teams now within 2 games of each other, what's your focus going into these last few weeks of the regular season?
We just take it one game at a time. So right now we locked in on Temple. They're a good team, and definitely going on the road is always tough. So we're just going to take it one game at a time and just try to beat every opponent.
Rod, has Coach Davis told you to look for your shot on every possession? Because it seems like, I don't know, the killer instinct has clicked in, but as the season has progressed, you've gotten more and more aggressive on the offensive end.
Yes, they've always told me to be more aggressive, and they think that I'm a playmaker, so either I'm looking for a shot or trying to get someone else open. But definitely I've got more comfortable as the year has went on.
With what you guys did to Temple in the second half, and you know how you play teams after you've lost to them once. You got to know going up there, you're going to be going against a team that is going to come after you and is going to have their point guard back.
Yeah, definitely. Going on the road as tough as it is, and Temple's a good game. They know what we did here at Cincinnati, so they're definitely going to come out and play. But we just have to match the intensity, stick to what we do, and and come out victorious like we should.
Being able to bounce back, is that something you learned from the ECU game?
Yeah.
To not get over concerned about the run and be able to answer.
Yes, definitely. Being a young team that we are, every experience is a learning experience. And today, East Carolina game, we learned a few things. And today, when they got on a slight run, we was able to just, man up, play some defense, knock down some shots, and come out with a win.
One more?